recently made a video talking about what a piece of shit my dad is. Not quite. But I made a video about how when I was homeless, social services asked my dad if I could live with him and he said no. Social services still insisted on doing a parenting assessment on him anyway. Because social services didn't want to put me in foster care, they kept arguing that I had two parents and they should be housing me, their 14-year-old daughter. These black marks are redacted names, but this is the assessment. These are notes social workers wrote about my dad. They went to his house where his partner lived. From the visit, my views are as follows. This is a social worker that wrote this. I'm going to call my dad Michael, but that's not his name. Michael's situation is that he is not receiving any financial income of his own and he is reliant on his partner, Sarah, for everything. He is unemployed but not receiving benefits. He is in debt of $25,000. He was on job seekers allowance for 6 months until September. It was then stopped. He was not offered income support because he is living with Sarah, who was working more than 16 hours a week. Michael has been looking for work since, and he has applied to different supermarkets such as Asda, Tesco's and Sainsbury's, and he has found there is competition and has not even got as far as an interview. I don't think my dad even applied for jobs, honestly. He has recently been banned from driving for drink driving, so this makes it harder for him to get a job. Michael was asked to provide proof of his debt. He said he would do. Michael said he was not bankrupt, but his debt was pretty much the same thing. Michael has been seeing Lauren more often over the last year. Previous to that, he had not had much contact with Lauren for 11 years. He said he didn't trust Lauren and didn't feel he could manage Lauren's behaviour. Okay, Mr. Cheat on your family and leave. Michael does not feel he can cross his partner, who is not agreeing to have Lauren live in their house. This is the woman he had an affair with. Just putting that out there. I'm in a spiteful mood. I'm in a bitchy mood. I asked Michael about his alcohol levels. He said he drinks 4 litres of cider on a daily basis. A lot of what is being said is true, but I do think he definitely exaggerated so that social services would deem him unfit. Because social services were threatening to take him to court for child neglect and child abandonment. Because, you know, you've got a child who's homeless and... Michael has stated he has been an alcoholic for the last 10-12 years. That was true. This was in 2009, by the way. Lauren's mum feels that Michael has never put in any boundaries for Lauren when she stays there. Lauren has been allowed to watch 18+ horror movies whilst being there, coming home terrified. I hate horror films. Lauren has been allowed to stay up until the early hours of the morning using the computer. Michael has informed Lauren inappropriately about her mother's past, having been... It talks about something horrible my mum went through that I'm not going to repeat on here. But my dad told me about it, and yeah, he really shouldn't have. Michael has also overdosed in the past. Michael puts his own needs above anyone else's, and this includes Lauren's emotional needs. Sarah's, so stepmom's daughter, has 2 children subject to child protection plans. Social services were looking to take those children into care, but they have been returned conditionally to their mother until blah 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 when the next hearing is. It is possible that the children will be removed. If this is the case, Sarah, stepmom, will apply for the children to live with her. Sarah has clearly stated she did not want Lauren to live with her in the home. She felt that if this happened, she would end up a nervous wreck, unable to manage her own life and family. She feels she has enough going on with her own daughter that she does not want to take on her partner's daughter. Michael felt the household was not good for Lauren, who needs consistency and reliable care, and they would both not be able to provide that. Sarah especially feels that as he has barely seen Lauren since 4 years old, why should he start seeing her now? Sarah said at the end of the day, it's her house and her grandchildren come first. Conclusion. With the information above, the amount of alcohol Michael is consuming is unacceptable for him to be able to care for a child, and he has not bared in mind how this will affect Lauren. It is clear that Michael would not be in a clear enough state to be able to put his mind to Lauren's needs above his own. Michael has not parented Lauren for the last 11 years and has only been back in touch with her over the last year. This lack of contact over the years, in combination with the level of care and level of communication he is seen as not sufficient. Regarding Michael's financial standing, he is completely dependent on his girlfriend for his finances. If Lauren was to move into the property, Sarah would be responsible in supporting Lauren financially, to which she has stated she will not do. Sarah is not willing to have Lauren live with them in her home and has clearly stated this. The emotional impact of this on Lauren would be detrimental. Sarah's situation with her own grandchildren currently is unpredictable and has said that the care of them comes before Lauren. On my visit to Michael, I asked him if he would be seeing Lauren over the Christmas period. He said he didn't know. I asked him if he had thought about this. He said no, but he might give her a ring on Christmas Day. Michael has not been consistent in his contact with Lauren over the last few months. He has not taken it upon himself to find out if she has been safe while she has been homeless. My dad's the type of guy that, I don't know if he has ever seen my TikToks. I know he has stalked me on Instagram. I don't know if he's ever seen any of my TikToks, but my dad's the type of guy that me doing this video, he would tell everyone that it really humiliated him. Good. Michael has not demonstrated any appropriate concern for his daughter or any wish to care for her. He is prepared to talk on the phone at length when he has been called, but his responsibility does not go any further than that. In my view, it is doubtful that Michael would be able to meet Lauren's needs. And then here it says risks. Lauren feeling unwanted and a nuisance in the home. Further feelings of rejection and experiencing emotional abuse. Lack of boundaries in the home. Risk for Lauren going back to her pattern of drinking and lack of attendance at school. Like I said, my dad, there was no way I could have lived with him. I think, I would have experienced a lot of emotional abuse there. And I think, like, definitely he was an alcoholic and drank way too much. But like I said, I think he exaggerated it because that's just how bad he didn't want to have to deal with one of his own children. I have two sisters, none of us speak to our dad. I have no interest in ever seeing him again. The thing is, me and my mum have a complicated relationship, but we have a relationship and I love her, and maybe it's my mummy issues that make me love her. But my dad, I don't know if I should say it. I think it's disrespectful, but like, I think if if my dad died, what would change? Like, nothing. I haven't seen the man in like 11, 12 years. It's really sad though to think like, if he died, it would nothing in my life would change. Whereas like if my mum died, I'd be devastated. I don't know where I'm going with this. This was a parenting assessment done with a parent who very much didn't want his kids, whereas I know there are a lot of parents who have to have parenting assessments who do want their children. They want to take care of their children. So this probably wasn't helpful to anyone. But I feel good getting it out there. Like, I would love my dad to see this and feel humiliated. If you don't want to be portrayed as a shit dad, don't be a shit dad.